Right, thank you very much. Thank you, Councillor Mackie. Councillor Fran Lister.
Diolch. I love this. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the report, and I especially enjoyed hearing you speak about, well, the collegiate way that it's working and how it's grown so much since this time last year. I think we might have had a young person here talking about Young Flintshire last year, and it just feels like this year that's moved on again, and the whole of Young Flintshire is growing in the way that you would want it to grow. And like you were just saying now about tangible results, we don't necessarily need them right now. What we need, we don't want to pay lip service to what the children want. We want to really listen and make sure that there's long term and it done properly, isn't it? And I feel very confident that you guys are achieving that. So thank you. I had one question. It was quite similar to Councillor Mackey's actually, about the 45 young people. I'm concerned, is that representative, fully representative of society? Have you got like equal number of boys and girls, minority groups represented? Is it all from schools, or are you able to include children who are perhaps home educated, or children who might be receiving education, you know, through a different way, and special needs as well? And just I just really want to know, because I know, you know, through schools, if every school is going through their school council, you've generally got very engaged children already that want to come and do this, which is great. But really, for Young Flintshire, we want to make sure that every young people feels listened to, not just the ones that would be listened to anyway, if that makes sense. So yeah, I was just wanting a little bit more information about the diversity of the group, really. And then, actually, I'll come at the second point, so far removed from that. Do you mind answering that one first, and then I'll come back?
Thank you. We'll come back to your second question, Councillor Lister.
Thank you. Yes, so we can provide that information in more detail. From the model, we've got the school representatives who attend. Youth Council the setup of Youth Council is that anybody can apply for Youth Council in Flintshire. And the youth service team do also go directly and reach out to other young people groups, other officers who work directly with young people who may not directly engage with school, or they are having support elsewhere. There are areas where there is more representation or high representation than other young people groups that we're aware of, and there's also plans in place on how to strengthen that engagement. But ultimately, all the information that is pulled or collated from the events just get shared. Something that I may not have highlighted in the report as I'm talking about the reports is how this year we do now have a full website. It was your Skullmouse Hyfryd learners who led on the development of the logo, and they actually led workshops for Young Flintshire on that. And it's a stunning logo, and there's so much information behind the journey of how it got there as well. But from a sort of a branding perspective, the Young Flintshire, the identity, they've got a logo, they've got their web pages. They've also been designing not merchandise, but like pens and promotional things and things for them to help take notes and things like that as well. So having that ownership of the identity of Young Flintshire is there. So it's growing in that respect as well and being known more. So you've got that side of it. So there is, from a representation perspective, yes, we do go through school council, and it was in that 24-25 in the pilot, APGs who the plan was, the setup was, the associate pupil governors. But young people fed back at the end of 24-25 that if it's the APGs, they tend to be the ones who are doing the exams. They have a lot going on in school. So they suggested not streamlining it to be APG. So 25-26 has been anybody on school council. It can be an APG, but if you nominate amongst your school council reps of who those representatives can be, it's a bit more open. Then you're getting more breadth of the age range as well, because APGs do tend to be year 10 upwards, and we do have some young learners and young people on the group. And from Youth Council, not everybody on Youth Council is comfortable in a formal environment or coming to face-to-face. So Youth Council operate the youth, the content that's raised from their workshops or their meetings gets fed through. We have had representation this year from youth council members, and it's almost as though because the model is in place, young people are understanding what that model is, and so we seem to be having building up those relationships. And it's quite a big thing, building up relationships when you're not seeing everybody day to day as you would in a school setting. So it's important, you know, from that first face-to-face event in the year, each year of Young Flintshire, that there is team building, that you know, it's not very formal directly to begin with, and the relationships that get formed and the rapport, even from straight away, and the engagement officers bring, so that everybody does mingle and get on with the projects, is fantastic. And even to the point in after lunch when we have different representation from learners chairing the meetings on the day, so it's not as though they didn't want a formal chair, vice chair setup of the regular, you know, every time it's the same chair, they switch. So it's very fluid.